Good morning, and thank you so much for tuning in today to the iNaturalBody channel. It's Sonia again, coming to you with another SoapMaker 3 quick review. Alright, so I hope some of you have had a chance to look at the recent upload to the channel, Working MySupplies. I decided to do that one again after getting some positive feedback and some very constructive feedback via email. So let me close out just to review exactly how we get to MySupplies. On your desktop there is a icon. Double click it, or you can right click and open. Each time we open the SoapMaker application, there is a tip of the day. On any form with multiple tabs, for example recipes, MySupplies, you can move to the next tab by pressing Control-T on your keyboard. Keep in mind, if you do not want the tip of the day showing, you can simply click here in the box that says Show Tips at Startup. Once the black check is removed, you will not receive the tip of the day, but as you guys know, I appreciate the tips of the day, so I leave mine checked as is. You can click OK to get out of that window. As you can see, my dashboard, for lack of a better term, is already set up with MySupplies open. I'm going to close it out so that you can see how to get there. Keep in mind there's two systems. You have the menu system and then you have the tab system, and either which one of these will get you to MySupplies. So we'll use the menu system, clicking on Supplies and then selecting Show MySupplies. Immediately you see the wizard. The wizard can easily be turned off. When you click it, it's depressed. You'll see that it appears to be depressed beneath it. If you click the wizard box, you can move that space or reacquire that space. Alright, so once again, here it is, a wizard that will guide you through supplies. I'm not going to use the wizard, so I just clicked on it and it takes it away. Because the base oils tab is highlighted, remember we said that if we clicked on new, we would essentially be telling our application, SoapMaker application, that we have a new oil, one that is not one of the 84 oils that already comes with the program. So we're not going to do that. And remember we said that we can use the print option here to possibly help us during an audit or in actually seeing exactly what we have in our supplies. And this shipment tab, when we click on it, this gives us the option to go ahead and enter those new purchases that we acquire into our soap business, be it from a receipt, like from a local purchase, or an invoice, something that we would have maybe ordered or even purchased locally. I'm just going to right click out of that. So I just wanted to mention here, these tabs that go across base oils, live water, additives, packaging, blends, and options. This gives you like an immediate view of your inventory, something that's immediately there. On the additives tab, if you click expand, it lists all of your supplies that you have purchased or entered. So keep that. Say if you need to enter more baking soda, you can immediately double click on baking soda and it will open a new supply purchase or expense for you to go ahead and record. So keep in mind you can navigate quickly through here. There's also a search option. So let's say I was searching for dried greens. Look at what happens when I begin to type dried greens. Dried greens comes up. I can double click it. I can go ahead and add the inventory, record that information. I hope that you're able to see now the tips for this particular form. If you need help with this form, the application does give you the tips right when you open that area. So I'm going to close out of it and I'm going to close this search option here. Moving forward, packaging, you can go ahead and expand simply by clicking on expand to reveal all that you have recorded or accessible in your packaging. Under my packaging, so far all I have are dum-dums. Each one of my orders that I send out, I do put dum-dums, the little lollipops inside the packaging, kind of give you something sweet to have while you're opening the package. I think it's something that we can come to appreciate. And so that is the only thing that I have here. And let's see, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to collapse that. And as you see, when I collapse it, it picks it back up. It closes the folder essentially. What I have come to appreciate about the SoapMaker Professional Edition, and I'm sure it's in the Light Edition as well, it's so easy to stay organized. It's as easy as having a filing cabinet with all of these things in it, but because it's an electronic copy and we're using the computer, it's so easy to keep everything organized, and you don't necessarily have to turn around and go and count or see if you have X number of pieces available. As much as you can, stay on top of it. And if you do this right the first time, as you utilize your software, you'll see that it's a valuable tool that you will want to use each time you're producing or creating something for your shop. And this is the part that I've come to appreciate, because as I've read the manual and as I've worked in the manual, entering my supplies and a good part of my inventory, I am so I'm glad that it helps to keep me organized. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but that's a very valuable habit to create, so to speak, because if you employ, in my mind, I'm thinking if I employ someone to come and help me, I know exactly what's going on in my business. I know what's going on in my shop, and I know that I can delegate a couple of tasks to this individual. Hey, I need you to go ahead and enter in these invoices that we got in. And it's easy for me to say, hey, look, it's so simple. I'm going to show you how to enter it in the system. Bam, you can get that done, and it's done. And if they make an error, I love that the application is user friendly, that you can go back in and edit or even delete. You can modify what you put in. So it's not that you completely relinquish things to individuals. It's that you feel confident enough. The software allows you to feel confident enough to operate it and to manipulate it. And that's what I like so far about what I've seen. So far, I think there was like one area where I said to myself, wow, I wish this was captured in a different way, or a little more user friendly, and that related to the specific gravity list. The specific gravity list is accessible, but you have to click through the help menu, and then you have to review the help menu in order to actually see all of the specific gravity substances that we have the information for. And I'm assuming because the information may change, or because it's such a vast list, possibly maybe this is why we have to access it through the help menu. But as I was working in that area, I said to myself, wow, I'm entering the number 1 because I don't know it off the top of my head, and because I want to enter the information as fast as I can. It's like I have to go through it and read it, look for it. I mean, it takes all of maybe 1 or 2 minutes, if that, to do it. But just thought that maybe if it was like in a drop-down list, it would be more accessible to us. But hey, I'm fine with it. It's a small thing, trust me, and you will appreciate it also. Something that I wanted to show you guys that I didn't share with you in the first video was this area here: show only tracked items, show only items which need replenishing, show only items with stock remaining. When you click on this item and expand, you're going to get only what you have stock remaining, or you're going to get only what's being tracked, or you're only going to get items which need replenishing. So I think this is really good when you start to especially do like your audits, like auditing your own files and what have you. It's good to show only those items that are being tracked. I could see myself utilizing these a lot. All right, and then the options tab and the blends tab. So there was something that I did want to share with you guys. There was a portion of the tab here. Do you see where it says raw materials and packaging and other expenses? I didn't really touch on the other expenses tab a whole lot. Say for example, we purchased something that wouldn't necessarily fall under raw materials and packaging. And the example that I gave you was maybe a piece of candy or something. You see, in my shop, I do buy candy and I'm listing it as a part of my packaging. But I didn't touch on what if I'm purchasing molds, any type of mold, the silicone molds, the wooden molds. What if I am investing in that? So the other expenses tab will allow you to capture those expenses that you don't customarily record under raw materials and packaging. You can record that purchase here, and it's more like you have a place to record those purchases that are for your equipment, and ideally things that do not fall under raw materials and packaging, the creation of your soaping materials, but you do know you have other expenses. What if you buy something that you will use exclusively for your soap making business? A camera. If you buy a camera and you want to record that expense. Why? Because you know you're going to need a camera in order to show the world all of your beautiful creations, and you might describe it. You might get as descriptive as possible here. Nikon with a 55mm lens, whatever. You know, you're going to go ahead and describe it as best as you can. Why? Because you want to capture as much detail. In addition, say you paid I don't know, $150 for it. All of these expenses ideally show you what it's costing you to be in business, and what an awesome application to have, right? SoapMaker 3, it allows you to capture all of that detail, and when it comes time for tax season, when you run your reports, you have everything. All of your expenses are there. Everything is there. The category, even if you find that you want to get a little more descriptive with your categories to be like business equipment. Business equipment. I think this would be a bit better than putting camera as the category. Business equipment, and here is where you can go camera, Nikon, 55mm attached lens. You know, and of course you wouldn't have purchased that from Nature's Garden. It might have been Office Depot or Best Buy or somebody like that. But I'm showing you that you can record additional expenses that are 100% for your soap business. Why do you as a soap maker want to get into the habit of doing this? I'll tell you why. It's because when it comes time to see how much this business is costing you, you can you'll feel confident saying, look, this is costing me X amount of dollars, and so my expenses validate me asking $7 or $8 or $9 for a bar of soap. Or if I'm going to do this soap party with you, then I need a $150 retainer, plus you'll get this X amount of discount on products that you sell or what have you. Whatever it is, your expenses help validate you and your business because you're investing in your business. And I think when it comes to the software, it affords us an area to put as much of this information. It allows us to be orderly and organized. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And don't forget, I'm not going to save any of this. I'm going to cancel it. But I wanted to talk to you about that other expenses tab. Now I'm just closing out. And remember, if the system asks about backing up the database, you should say yes, but I didn't do any changes or make any changes to my system per se. We just did an example on the other expenses tab, so I'm going to say no. My friends, if you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the description box below. I appreciate your time in watching this SoapMaker 3 videos. As always, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.